A chosset starts preparing for Yitas Kislev already from Tes Kislev, from the Leda. You prepare for the Bris Milah. So when Rebbe Zisha told me that I should give a shiur this Sunday, I was thinking what in it to say. I reminded myself that 3-4 weeks ago, Tzvika came in one day and said, we have to give a shiur on Pores Map and Makadish. Because it came to Yitas Kislev is going to be Friday, but verbrengt it 24 hours, around in Shabbos, Pores Map and Makadish. Okay. So I decided, that's a good topic. But then when I delved into the sugya, I realized it's not so relevant, the halachas of Pores Map and Makadish, Yitas Kislev, like it is the previous Simchas Torah, and it's going to be very important, Purim. Why? Because Simchas Torah and Purim, Shabbos comes in from a Suda. You have a Sudish Siontov, you have a Sudish Purim, you wash, you drink wine, so over there comes in all the complications which there is by Pores Map and Makadish. But when it comes to Yitas Kislev, first of all, we don't wash, like Shabbos, Friday afternoon for a Suda, a Sudish Siontov, so to speak. And even if you did it, we don't drink wine, we drink mashke. So also it takes away a lot of problems. So I decided, no, it's not a good topic. This, I'll leave it for Purim. But then, last week, I was at a mitzvah in the Cheder Sheni, and in the middle of the mitzvah daven Ma'ariv, which I had davened already Ma'ariv before. So what do? We have 10 minutes. So I took out a random sefer, which was Sefer HaSichas, Tavshin Dalet. And I opened it up, and booms, right away, the Friediger Rebbe talks about, Yom machen Pores Map and Makadish, nicht machen, aber dabei hat man nicht gemacht. I said, okay, I see that the Rebbe does want that we should talk. So at least, I want to talk just the Nikida, the history, more or less, and the problem of Pores Map and Makadish in Chabad. And Miyas Hashem, hopefully before Purim, we'll delve in a little bit more in the Heilige Halacha. And also, my son-in-law once made from the Shir and Chaim Sholem, Deitch, and Kuti Farkash, and a couple of my Ruruas made a chart, gave Shirim, and Pores Map and Makadish, Pasha practical, how to do it every step. That will be for Purim, but at least I want to go over. We know that basically from Tavshin Yidalet, we see there used to be a minig in Chabad, but the Rebbe's Verbrengen, when the Verbrengen used to be Friday, they used to make Pores Map and Makadish. That means the Rebbe used to Verbring Friday afternoon, and then you make. What is the end of Pores Map and Makadish? Let me just explain it. Look at the sheets which I gave out. The Alter Rebbe writes like this: in Siman Reish Ayin Aleph, Siftes, Asru Chachomim, Litom Klim. You cannot eat or drink a filamayim, even water. Mishegi Zman HaKiddush. Now the Alter Rebbe expresses of even water because lahalacha you are allowed to drink before Havdalah. You are allowed to drink water before Havdalah. Strict halacha. Sefer HaMarugim Chabad, the Rebbe writes that our minig is not to drink even water before Havdalah, but plain halacha, make me drink. You are allowed to drink water before Havdalah. Again, halacha die gesagt, which is nicht egal jetzt. Zug der Alter Rebbe, when it comes to Kiddush, also to drink or eat even water, you cannot eat before Kiddush. At Shikadish, till you're going to make Kiddush. The Heine, Mishegi by Nashmash, that means once the Yishkiya comes, Nishkadash Yom Misufik. So now already, maybe it's already Shabbos, Misufik, because it's Ben Nashmash is Sufik. Or Yafilim Mibod Yom, even Mibod Yom. If you are Makabel Shabbos Mibod Yom, that means the women, once they light candles, they cannot eat anymore, even drink water after lighting candles, because they're Makabel Shabbos. Even you started eating and drinking Mibod Yom beheter, you have to stop when it comes to the Shkia. It's not like Havdalah. The halach is if you start Shalashudas, you washed. It's only when you washed. You started the Suda, Shalashudas for Chaz V'Shulam. I mean to say when it falls Yontov. You started Havdalah. You started to eat a Suda, it comes Havdalah, you don't have to stop eating, because you can eat it because you started the Suda before Havdalah. But when it comes to Kiddush, it's not like that. You have to stop. When it comes to Shkia, you have to stop eating or drinking. In Mikol Mekam, sagt Alter Rebbe, you don't have to make Berch Samosen, stop the Sida and make Berch Samosen. And the Alter Rebbe explains that it's a problem to make Berchas Hamazon. It's a problem to make Berchas Hamazon right away. Because it's a Baruch Hashem Tzaricha. Again. Elu, what you need to do, the Alter Rebbe, Yikadosh Miyad, you see on the papers, Yikadosh Miyad, V'yigmer Sidusoi, you should finish, you should make Kiddush, in the middle of the Seder, V'yigmer Sidusoi, Kedash Yiyah, Kiddush Mukim Seder Lachaf. So what do? You pick up a glass of wine, you make Kiddush, and right away you eat. And because it has to be Kiddush Mukim Seder, and you cannot rely on the Suda which you had before Kiddush, it has to be Kiddush Mukim Seder after the Suda. Then it comes Sif Yid, Alter Rebbe is Mamshach. You have to cover all the pas on the table, because when we make Kiddush, we know we cannot have all the pas on the table, because the pas, which is basically chita, which is before gefen, and the shiva zaminam. So the pas, since you could make Kiddush on pas too, so she shouldn't get insulted that basically you are drinking wine before you are eating challah, so therefore you have to cover it up. You have to cover it up with a cover. Nobody the whole what? Even if you ate, but you're going to eat afterwards too. So you still have bread on the table. Because again, you have to eat after right after Kiddush. You have to have bread. So you have to cover it up. But that's from over there comes the terms. Pores mape mekadosh. You have to put on a tishtach. That means the noises to the tishtach which you had on the table, which is a lochish chenurch, that a table Shabbos has to be covered with a tishtach, with a tablecloth. You have to put on the food at Pores mape mekadosh. You make Kiddush.
That's a general thing, not a continuation to the thing before. Jeder Zeit, macht a Kiddush, you have to Pores mape.
That's always, but over here it goes on the sif. Since you are still in the middle of the Suda, don't say the Sima in the middle of the Suda, I could leave the pas, just make Kiddush. No. Since you're going to make Kiddush, now you have to cover up the pas because you're going to make Kiddush. Shittas, okay. Yeah. No, we could say that since you are in the middle of the Suda, you just ate challah, why you have to cover it? The answer is, okay. Oh, okay. So therefore, the Alter Rebbe have to cover a pas. Another reason the Alter Rebbe, because we want when you take off the pas, is as if you brought it out of Kuvot Shabbos. We want you share Kuvot out of Shabbos. That's Sif Yid. Now let's go to the next Sif. Sif Yid Aleph. You cannot. You don't need to make a Bori Priya Gufan because you are in the middle of a Suda. You made already a Bori Priya Gufan. So once you made a Bori Priya Gufan, you don't have to make another Bori Priya Gufan because you make Kiddush. So you have to make Kiddush. You make Vachili. You say the bracha, but you skip the Bori Priya Gufan. Inside. If you had wine on the Suda, like now that's why I mentioned if it comes hit as Kislev and you only had mashke. Of course, you have to make Kiddush al yain, and you have to make a bracha. But if you had, for instance, Purim, you had a Suda which you made Kiddush, so you drank already wine, you don't have to make a bracha al yain. Shegam yain zeh shel Kiddush nifter ba'oise brucha. The yain which you made before the Suda, goes also on this yain on Kiddush. V'gam al yain sheshoyse b'toch amuzan. All the yain which you are drinking in the Suda is nifter with the berachas yain. Another thing, if you want to make Kiddush al pas, because again, you could make Kiddush al pas, but you could do it. So then when you're going to make a moitzi, you don't have to make a moitzi. Because you made already a moitzi, you washed already. And you start from Berchas Kiddush.
You do it on a place of wine.
What?
Take this.
It could be wine or on bread. Depends how you make it. We don't make Kiddush al pas, so what do we do? In the middle of the Suda, you cover the table, you pick up a glass of wine, you say Berchas Kiddush, you don't make Bori Priya Gufan. That means you skip the Berchas Bori Priya Gufan. Now, Savrim Arunan, you could say it, okay, why not? Then, now the Alter Rebbe goes into, there's a big machloikas, if you have to make again a Berchas HaMoitzi. We just said, since you ate already, you drank wine, you don't make a Kiddush. Because the Kiddush which you made before is also good on this. What is about Berchas HaMoitzi? You made a Moitzi before too. You washed. You washed for the Sudas Purim. You washed for the Sudas Chesed. Now it comes Shabbos. It's the middle of the Suda. Do I need to make again an Ayah Berchas HaMoitzi or not? It's a big machloikas. Some person say, yes, you have to make a machloikas again. Why? Because since when you made Kiddush, it's given also to eat bread, Kesef Essen because it's lifnei Kiddush. So therefore, since when it comes the minute that you have to, it comes before Kiddush, you cannot eat before Kiddush, so automatically, it heißt es also wie Hesech Hadas, and now we know when you have Hesech Hadas, when it comes Hesech Hadas, you have to make a no bracha. No bracha Berchas HaMoitzi. Are you going to ask what's wrong with wine? Is Alter Rebbe Masber wine is different.
But Birkas Hamazon they have to do before, according to that shita?
No, you don't make Birchas Hamazon before. No, but you have to make again a Birchas HaMoitzi. If a person has a mitna suda, yeah, has a mitna suda, he washed, and then he decided, I'm not going to eat anymore. I'm going to bench. Now he decided, no, I want to eat more. He doesn't have to bench. He makes a Noah Moitzi, and the bench afterwards goes on everything. So the Alter Rebbe says, a poskim which hold that you have to make again Birchas HaMoitzi. Other poskim say, no, you don't have to make a Moitzi. Let's see first. Machlokes beim Kiddush al yain, heim avurech al alechem, if you have to make it on the bread. Machlokes. Aber im Kiddush al hakos, tzurich lavurech HaMoitzi al pas, sheyoich lachar HaKiddush. You have to make that sheet holds that since you made Kiddush, you have to make a Noah brach al pas, achar HaMoitzi. Hoili b'shas amiras Kiddush, since by the time you said Kiddush, you cannot eat nothing. You cannot make Kiddush. You cannot make Kiddush talk and eat. So since you have to stop eating, is a Hesech Hadas, you have to make a new bracha. Yes, Cholkas with Alter Rebbe weiter. Yes, Cholkas say Omrim, Shema sheneser leachila. The reason why you cannot eat Mishegi is my Kiddush. Eins an Echshem Gemara Sida. This that you cannot make eat now doesn't mean that's Hesech Hadas. Kivish bedat lech lachkach. Since he has in mind that he's going to eat after Kiddush, so that's not Hesech Hadas. Now he also, if he would have eaten, that means I want to eat and I'm going to eat. And if not the halacha that I cannot eat before Kiddush, I would have eaten. So that means it's not Hesech Hadas. I want to eat and I'm going to eat. It is only I cannot eat because the Ariyah the Rabbi Alad. The Shulchan tells me you cannot eat. So therefore, since mitzad I wanted to eat, heißt nicht Hesech Hadas. Va'ain zurich lachzer levurig. You don't make a brach again. So a machloikas, a poskim, a shoinam, a machloikas, a shoinam. If you make a brach, it's a brucha. And the Alter Rebbe passes, what do? Suffolk bruch slukli. Since it's a suffolk, in the Alter Rebbe we have a klal of suffolk bruch slukli. Bechal Alter Rebbe bechal is sehr machmar. You shouldn't make some brachas. And whenever you have any suffolk bruch slukli, the Alter Rebbe says don't make a bracha. But he finishes. Look what he finishes. The next piece. In mikol mukom, kol bal nefesh. Everybody who's a bal nefesh, yes shloi leizur lekitchila shloi lu veledakach. A person is a bal nefesh. We have it a lot in Alter Rebbe Shechanor. Chabanesh yachmir. The Alter Rebbe bal nefesh should not walk into this problem and should not make pores mapim mekach because he goes into a problem. But yafsik sidu so he should finish the sida. V'yivurech Birchas Hamazon. Koidim shegiyas man kiddush. He should finish make kiddush. But again, he shouldn't eat right away because then you have a problem of Baruch Ein Tzrich, as I mentioned to begin with. You go in shul, you daven Ma'irav, you go out, then you come back, you make a new suda. So that's no problem. It's not Baruch Ein Tzrich, but you make a real hefsik. But making Kiddush, making Birchas Hamazon, right away making Kiddush, right away washing again, got any problems. So therefore the Alter Rebbe, Val Nefesh, don't go into this thing and don't make this thing of Pores Mapim Mekadosh. That's strict halach which the Alter Rebbe brings down. So first of all, Kol Bal Nefesh does not go into this problem. Does not make Pores Mapim Mekadosh. I want to bring it because you're going to see what's going in the next step. Then I have another piece which I want you should see the next piece. Next piece is a Kafachaim. It's a piece of Kafachaim. Kafachaim is a halach sefer. Like the Mishnah Berurah, there's a Kafachaim, but that's a lot in Kabbalah. He's a Svardi. Kafachaim sefer. He brings a lot from Kabbalah. So what does he write? See, Simarai Shayin Aleph, Sifkut L'chov Beis. V'nere, you have a paper? V'nere, the Imroitze Lekabel Shabbos Mived Yom, if a person wants to be Mekabel Shabbos Mived Yom, Ilekadosh V'leichel, Ilaspal Al-Arev V'layla, yeah? If a person wants to make Kiddush, eat the Suda, and then make Kiddush at Laila. And by the way, this is Negaya a lot for Shluchim, or maybe Chassidim Mochot. Who there are in Chabad, some people, again I mentioned already once, I disagree with that, but Akapunim, some people want to say that according to the Alter Rebbe and the Tzemach Tzedek, even Shabbos you cannot make early Shabbos. For sure, in the middle of the week you don't daven before the Zman. When it comes to Erev Shabbos, some people want to say that minig Chabad, there's a tshuva of Alter Rebbe in the tshuvas, in Tzemach Tzedek, that you shouldn't make early Shabbos. This is what people, I feel it's wrong. The Alter Rebbe doesn't say, he talks about weekdays, not about Shabbos, but again, it's not now the issue now. So there's a lot of Chassidim which do not want to eat, make early Shabbos. But you have a Chabad house, you have to make early Shabbos. Shabbos comes in 9 o'clock, and you want to make 7 o'clock, whatever, you have to know the halachas, initially push it. But again, we're going to talk at a different time, that Nekida. So our Chassidim, what do? They make Siddur Shabbos. Yeah, my son, yeah, he has to make early for his Merkarovim. So he makes basically Siddur Shabbos, and then he makes the Suda, and after the Suda, when it's night, he damas Ma'ariv. Zug the Kafachayim, according to Allah, it's not a problem. But mir lefi divrei Arizal, according to the Arizal, b'shara kavonos, lo yinuchal nafses kain. It's not kedai to do this. Shekosif, because the Shara Kavonos writes, the Seider Elisa Elumas, how the Seider Elisa Elumas in Shabbos is, from Shuchas HaMoichin, how does it work? Maschel mit Kabul Shabbos. The way how the Elisa Elumas and Shuchas HaMoichin, how does it work? You have to start with Kabul Shabbos. Vachach you have to say Borchi, Krishma, Vaichuli, Bergs Ben Sheva. Vachach you have to say Vaichili Alakos, Kiddush, and then this is how it goes, the system. If you're going to make Kiddush before Tfilas Harvest, it's called, it is as if a a person who asks a friend, what's your phone number? He says, my phone number is 782-7709. Okay, so he dials and said, I tried it 200 times, and it was the wrong number. He says, how did you dial? He says, well, I made 782-7790. I says, my number is 09. So what a difference? 09 and 90. It's the same thing. No, it doesn't work like that. If the number is 782-7709, it's 7709 and not 7790. If you dial 90, it doesn't work. The same is also Lamaila. There's a side of how it works, the whole Aliyas Alumas in the Meshuchas Elamata. And if you change a little bit, according to the result, don't do these things. So this is what we learned about Pores Mapim Makadish. Now turn over. We're going to get to that soon, but I want to get first to what was the minik for us before when it comes to what you see over there, Tafshin Mem Dalet. Now again, the Rabbayim did not make Pores Mapim Makadish themselves, but they let the Chassidim make. We're going to see it soon. But let's start. Tafshin Yidalet, Pores Mapim Makadish, was the first year was the Rebbe, was Nosi, Nasi the Reinu, Toris Menachem. Look what did I bring it? Tafshin Mem Dalet. Okay, I'm going to read. In Toris Menachem Tafshin Yidalet, it was Sukkos Erev Shabbos. It writes like this. I didn't want to print out 10 pages. That means the Rebbe. Anyone who wants could make Pores Mapim Makadish. Anybody who wants could be Yoitze Kiddush from that guy. Somebody's going to make Kiddush, could be Yoitze. The Rebbe had no issue making Pores Mapim Makadish. Then Tafshin Yitzayin, again, was also Simchas Torah like this year. The Rebbe said like this. Since you are now before Kula Shabbos, Asher Alpidin, according to Halacha, for Oimad Be'emtzes Yeduse v'Kiddush Ulav, Pores Mapim Makadish. Since the Halacha is that you can make Pores Mapim Makadish, Zug the Rebbe like this. Kvoikdish Moirichumi Admer. My Rebbe, the Shved, did not want to do that. Mipnai Tamim Hayiduim. He had his reasons. V'lachaim, therefore, there are people who are not doing this thing, and the Rebbe meant himself. I'm not going to wash. I'm not going to do this thing. But regarding the Tzibur, anybody who wants to make Pores Mapim Makadish should go ahead, and somebody should make Kiddush and be Yoitze the Oilam. And then the Rebbe goes in, what I mean, he should be Yoitze, means that he should be Yoitze Dai Kiddush, but he shouldn't be Yoitze, he shouldn't make again a bracha. The Rebbe Bavurn. Don't make again a bracha, the bracha, because you made already. You could be Yoitze Kiddush without being Yoitze Berches Borpei Gufan. So Bachal, there are some people, again, this is Mamam Ramizgir, I think rest a second. Allah is, what do your children do? You make Kiddush, you give them wine. Your wife and children, do they make a separate bracha? You don't make a separate bracha. Now, you could do like that, you could do like that. The Rebbe writes over here that it's no problem that they should make a bracha. If they don't want to be Yoitze the bracha, Berches Kiddush, the berg salagofan, they could be yoitzi kiddush and make the self a bracha. But Chassidim we do lekan. I'm not going to go in now against, but against the Rebbe bavun dorten. When I say that you be yoitzi kiddush, I mean you should be yoitzi the mitzvah's kiddush. But don't make a bracha again because that's already a bracha levatola. Because you already made the bracha for them.
My moitzi is besser yoitzi.
Auch nicht. Auch nicht. Es mekei yoitzi zan lechem Mishnah, and you don't have to make it. Es nicht kann das. Ich bei mir in Stieb ist verkehrt. Kiddush, so machen sie nicht kan bracha in hamoitzi ja. Aber again, auch die Gebote von Rebbe ist a brief. But I'm not going into this. Okay. Toeres Menachem Tuf Shechov Aleph. The Rebbe said again, it was Shabbos, Sukkos, Erev Shabbos again. Let's continue. So the Rebbe said, make Purs Mapim Mekadosh. The Rebbe, that was Tuf Shechov Aleph. Tuf Shechov Dalet, the Rebbe says like this, for reasons, my shver, in according to what my shver had the minig, I will make Bech Samozen. I will bench. But the Oilam, if you want to say L'chaim further, you can make Purs Mapim Mekadosh. That was Tov Shechov Dalet. That was Tov Shechov Zayin. The ganze Zeit of the Rebbe Geret, you can make Purs Mapim Mekadosh. I don't have a problem. In Tov Shechov Zayin, the Rebbe mentioned that the Rebbe Rashab did not want to make. And here comes in what I saw in Tov Shechov Dalet. I took out random. It's like this. Tovshin Dalet, the Rebbe writes like this. I think over there, the Friedrich Rebbe writes a very interesting story. He writes that the Rebbe Rashab that never want to make Kiddush in Purs Mapim Mekadosh. Never ever. But it was once Tovshin Pai, Tufrash Pai. The Rebbe Rashab wanted to make Kiddush, and before Tufrash Pai, the Rebbe Nishmus Eiden said for the Friedrich Rebbe, we don't make Purs Mapim Mekadosh. I know don't do it. Come to Tufrash Pai, Simchas Torah, or the Sikkos, the Rebbe Rashab wanted to make Kiddush, and the Friedrich Rebbe didn't want that he should make Kiddush, because he knew already that Sidduayin not to do it. So he said, als geriefen. Man macht nicht kann das. So Avianke pushed that you should make Kiddush. And the Friedrich Rebbe knew that, man darf nicht machen. So, hat sich zu dingen. Then the Rebbe Rashab said that we should bring wine, we're gonna make Kiddush Ma'abakadosh. And the Friedrich Rebbe started saying something against, for the Rebbe Rashab. So the Rebbe Rashab said, even a son, which is a Gdly already, it was already married, and was always a Rebbe, has to how do you say? Has to follow his father's demands. And if I said you should bring wine, if I said I'm going to make Kiddush, I'm going to make Kiddush. So the Friedrich Rebbe went out and hit all the wine which were over there. He didn't want to be. He knew it. He hit there's no wine. It was a business balagan, no wine. But Avianke wanted the Rebbe Rashab, so he ate verschaft van, and the Rebbe Rashab made Kiddush. And he made only one time was the Rebbe Rashab made Purs Mapim Mekadosh. Afterwards, the Rebbe Shmuzai said for the Friedrich Rebbe, Chop Charuta, why I did it. So the Rebbe Shmuzai said, Chop Charuta, why I did it. That was the Tushin Dalo which I found, but the mitzvah. The Rebbe Shmuzai once did it, and afterwards he regretted it too. Okay, from then on, the Friedrich Rebbe never did it, the Rebbe never did it, the Rebbe always said, Ich dies nicht, you can do it. Until Tovshin Mem Dalet, this is how it works. Then it was Tovshi Mem Dalet was Rosh Hashanah Shechali's Erev Shabbos. The Rebbe washed for the Suda, Rosh Hashanah Rebbe used to verbrenk. Then the Rebbe said, when it came this man, that it should be put in Mapim Mekadosh. People should make Mapim Mekadosh. But the Rebbe said he stopped drinking, but the Shkia, but they said the Oilam should make put in Mapim Mekadosh. And the Rebbe said that when you make you made the seed Rosh Hashanah, you finish the seed the Shabbos, and the Rebbe Adam Gezuk, as we're going to go in again at Shem Piram time. What do? You say Haratzai, you say Yalav Yuvoi. How does it work? The Rebbe said that what we should do. That was Rosh Hashanah Tovshim Mem Dalet. Looks like something went wrong. You followed the instructions. So when it came. See, it came the Simchas Torah was the same as Rosh Hashanah was Erev like this year. Also, Simchas Torah was the same there. So over there, the Rebbe said like this, and I think this is in the papers. The Rebbe made Simchas Torah, the Rebbe wash hands, and the Rebbe said before the Shkia, since there is only a few minutes left till the Shkia, anybody who wants to say L'chaim should do right, quick say L'chaim, because we are not going to do any more Pores Mapim Mekadesh, mitnai habilbulim shehoi b'pam hakedemus. Since the last time we did it, there was bilbulim, that means we did a far according to the Shulchan Aruch, and we know the Rebbe said always, I'm at Menashe Chayunachit, and since through making Pores Mekadesh, it's screwed up the halacha, we are not making any more Pores Mapim Mekadesh. In the next Shabbos Barayis, when the Rebbe verbrengt, the Rebbe said, yesterday we didn't make Pores Mapim because we didn't, but now we're going to be, why? Because we stopped making Pores Mapim Mekadesh, but now we're going to Tayel Kasha Brucha, and Tovshim Mem Dalat Simchas Torah, it finished the thing of Pores Mapim Mekadesh. Tovshim Mem Hai, the Rebbe also, before Benchen, was Simchas Torah Shchal of Shabbos, and the Rebbe said before Benchen, since our minig is no more to do the Pores Mapim Mekadesh, Kili Shishon minig Chabad, we don't do any more Pores Mapim Mekadesh, so the Rebbe. So since the Rebbe, again a delusion, we spoke about the din of Shechinoch Pores Mapim Mekadesh, so therefore the Mechiyah of the Rabbonim Lahaskir Leute that when it comes to the Shki you cannot eat anymore. Shemekiven Shaim Pores Mapim Mekadesh Lacha Sheposkilin Kaim B'Chabad. Since the Chabad we stopped doing this minig, we don't do any more Pores Mapim Mekadesh. So therefore, when it comes to the Shkia, you cannot say any more, drink any more L'chaim. We have to stop it. Same also to Shin in Aleph. There was the Nikida of the was such a kviyas, and the Rebbe says, "If a kviyas it comes a shala shakletari benagay lezvadas Simchas Torah, kedai letzais kol asvaikes from Pores Mapim Mekadesh, all the svaikim which we have, all the problems halachic we have Pores Mapim Mekadesh, doichin es es. Then the Rebbe stopped bringing b'chlal. Till now the Rebbe verbringt, and the Rebbe stopped. Said before Shkia, we're going to stop because I don't want to make Pores Mapim Mekadesh. Tovshin Nina Aleph, the Rebbe says, since we don't make Pores Mapim Mekadesh, so why start the verbringen and we have to stop it by the Shkia? We don't verbring. The verbringen of Simchas Torah is going to be Shabbos Barayis. And then that stopped. That was the last thing. So what do we see Akapunim? Let's just sum it up. That the Alter Rebbe says there is issues in halacha of making Pores Mapim Mekadesh. So therefore, Bal Nefesh does not make Pores Mapim Mekadesh. Therefore, the Rabban did not make Pores Mapim Mekadesh, except one time the Rebbe was saying the Rebbe Rashab to Freishpai, which he himself said afterwards, I have regrets why I did it, but never again he did it. The Friedrich Rebbe didn't do it, the Rebbe didn't do it. Chabad, the Oilem, did do it till Tovshim Mem Dalet. Tovshim Mem Dalet, Simchas Torah, the Rebbe says, since there was a lot of Bilbulim last time, we are stopping this minig Chabad, the Pores Mapim Mekadesh. We don't do that minig. So what is the minig Chabad today's day? We don't do such thing in Pores Mapim Mekadesh. Now, I just wanted to clarify, as I mentioned before, this is main problem goes in when it comes to Simchas Torah and Purim. Because over there, then you have a Suda, you wash, and then you have the problem of you make Kiddush. You have Purim, you drank, it's a mitzvah, Chai Wudah Levazina Adal Yuda. Simchas Torah, Rosh you have to make Kiddush because it's Kiddush. So you go get to these problems. Yitas Kessler, like this year, if you are a middle of a bringing, you didn't wash, and you didn't make a bracha on wine, b'chalal, it's only mashka. Basically, bikaron, there's no problem of Pores Mapim Mekadesh. You put a Pores Mapim Mekadesh, you make Kiddush, and you make Bor Piyah Gufa mix. You never made Bor Piyah Gufa. But over here comes into play, which I mentioned, according to our Kabbalah, which the Kaf HaChaim brings down, which the Rabbi mentioned in the Kabbalah, you don't do it, you have a problem of making Kiddush in eating Seder Shabbos before davening Kabbalah Shabbos because you are Mahapachetz Anoiris. So just that's basically to sum up the whole thing. So when it comes this Friday, if somebody wants to be minig this minig, a lot of problems go away because he doesn't drink wine and he didn't wash. But a Kabbalah still has an issue. Somebody who doesn't have this problem of a Kabbalah Mahapachetz Anoiris, then it's much easier this year Yitas Kessel to make Pores Mapim Mekadesh.